Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and do this real quickly while I can. And yes, this is live. But in case you haven't heard over the past few days, it has been announced by Paramount in one of the press releases that on September 24th, 2021, we will be getting the new My Little Pony movie. All CGI, as far as we know right now, movie that a lot of us have been kind of getting a sneak peek at, I guess you could say, through these various animations, official animations that Hasbro's been putting out. In fact, a lot of people say that what Boulder Media gave us with Rainbow Road Trip is kind of an example of what we'll get with the series, if not the movie. Now, September 24th, 2021 might seem like an odd time for the movie to be released, because everybody's wondering, what about G5? You know, is it going to have any connection with that? Is this movie going to be a bridging gap, connecting both G4 and G5? Nobody really knows. But I'll look at it like this, from an old school kind of lens, because I was a month away from turning 7 years old back in 1986. And in 1986, June of that year, DEG, D. Leonidas Group, helped release the original G1 My Little Pony movie. Now, of course, before this, we had an idea who these characters were, at least. The human allies, some of the pony characters, even though at that time they were interchangeable, like you were able to change certain characters around. The point is, we knew about some of these characters right off the bat. And the movie, basically, even though it wasn't a successful box office hit at that time, allowed audiences to get to know the characters on a bigger, more global, wider, nationwide, global-wide scale. So we were able to we were able to basically get to know like I said, who the human allies were, who the pony characters were that might be in the show were. We got to know who each and every one of them were going to be going into, like I say, going into the series that would follow. Because not even about 2.5 months later, the animated series debuted in syndication, I think on ABC Network. Now, do I see that probably being this? Now, do I see that probably happening the same way with this new movie? It's a possibility. I'm not ruling it out or anything. I'm not ruling that out. Just drinking out of my Rainbow Dash cup there. But like I said, I'm not ruling that completely out. But it would make sense. I mean, October, between late August and mid October is usually the time for new shows to premiere and debut, whether they're live action, animated, primetime sitcoms, dramas, sci-fi shows, or in this case, like I said, animated shows. That's probably it. Between August, like I said, late August, mid October, that's usually the appropriate time for a lot of these new shows and programs to debut. So it would make sense in a way that if this movie, depending on what rumor you want to believe, is connected to the next generation, in other words, G5, that this movie, this theatrical film, is going to do exactly what the 1986 film did, and that serve as the main pilot. Now, you could say, well, what about Rescue from Midnight Castle and Escape from Katerina? Yeah, you can consider those as pilots as well. But the thing is, everybody looks at the movie as like being the main pilot. Like, in other words, this is what led into the series. the first five-parter, or 10 mini-parter, if you will, because that's what they did. They did the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries deal. They kind of divided an episode into two mini chapters or mini parts. But basically, the first five-parter, or 10 mini-parter, if you will, The End of Flutter Valley, was a sequel to the My Little Pony theatrical film. It even included the witches, and I think even some of the celebrity voices at that time. So the point is, what I'm getting at is, I wouldn't put it past Hasbro if that's the same thing here. Now you might say, well, how's this? Well, now you might ask yourself, well, how's that going to help the series? You know, what if the movie bombs and everything? Here's the thing. By next year, I would say BabsCon and beyond, the upcoming BabsCon and Beyond convention at the earliest, San Diego Comic-Con without a shadow of a doubt, and maybe TrotCon or Ponyville Cider-Fest. But I could definitely see in between those three conventions, San Diego being the most likely, then not only will we get like some kind of official confirmation of what the movie's going to look like from an animation standpoint, maybe a logo and all that, but we'll also get to see who's involved. And right now, as far as we know, it will be the main six, somewhat with new designs, some races, pony races swapped between them, and all that. But I guarantee in between those conventions in that time frame next year, we will get an idea of what we're going to be in store for. And don't be surprised if maybe we get a bit of a teaser, just a little short teaser at San Diego Comic-Con, I should say, that shows us, animation-wise, maybe what Twilight or Fluttershy or Rarity or Rainbow Dash or Applejack or Spike looks like, or Pinkie Pie in some cases. Don't be surprised by that, because it would make perfect sense. It'd get you hyped up for the next 2 years, 20 months, as someone put it. I think, yeah. So wait a minute, September to September is 24, October is 21, November is 20, about next 22, 21 and a half months from now. So you look at that, September 2020, that is 12, August is 13, July is 14. So yeah, basically by giving us some kind of teaser, animation-wise, of what the characters are going to look like, maybe even sound like, I think would be a great idea, because it gets you hyped up and gives you time as well to register. Okay, this is what the characters are going to look like. This is what they may sound like, and heck, this may be what they act like, because there's a good chance some of their personalities may be the same, might be tweaked a little here and there. But in the end, sorry about that, something just came up there. But like I said, in the end, it would, to me, make sense. And not only do you get this teaser, you get this poster showing you what the logo is going to look like. Maybe an image, perhaps, of the characters or silhouettes. But it would make sense, and this is San Diego Comic-Con tradition, to give you some kind of little teaser of, yeah, coming, and this is what they're going to look like. So again, I wouldn't put it past that. I wouldn't put it past Hasbro and Paramount, especially Paramount, from having that happen. I wouldn't put it past them. The question, though, is how connected will this series be? And not the series, but how connected will this movie be to either generation? Again, that's the question. Some say it could be just a standalone film that gives us an idea of what the new series is going to be like and who may be involved in this new series, and it may have no connection whatsoever. Some feel it might be the official conclusion, like a proper conclusion and ending to G4, and thus throughout the movie we transition into G5. Some people are looking at it like that. Again, we don't know really, but the top two sources and rumors going around is either it's going to be a standalone film, or two, it's going to be a film that's going to be used as the pilot that leads us into space. And Paramount has been known to do this, especially when it comes to maybe this network that the show may end up on. Now, I know a lot of people are hoping that Discovery Family keeps My Little Pony, but just because they're hoping it doesn't mean it could happen. You see, Tubin and Stars right now, Tubin, that's Tubi, along with Stars, currently airs G2 and G1 My Little Pony. So I would not put it past them, Hasbro that being, I wouldn't put it past them to say, you know what? Let's put My Little Pony on the same network as a certain sponge. I would not, because remember, Nickelodeon and Viacom are associated with Paramount in a huge way. So don't be surprised if that was to happen. I don't think it will, but don't be surprised. I think more than likely because they're going to probably try to want to capitalize on the momentum that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic had recently, that they know fans are still going to be abound. They know fans are still going to want to see something similar, if not something that could be more, can be more, I should say, and build upon that success. And I think honestly, that may mean that it will remain on Discovery Family. Again, is there a good chance it could go to another network? Absolutely. But I'm not saying it will, and I'm not saying it won't. But is there a good chance? Yeah, there is definitely a good chance. There's definitely a good chance that could happen. I'm not saying it won't. But all I'm saying is we won't know any more information until later on. I mean, if you want a good example of what I mean, you may or may not like the film. Wonder Park is a good example. Wonder Park was a movie that didn't do too well in the theaters this year. It was released by Paramount, but it was released to serve sort of like a pilot to a Wonder Park series on Nickelodeon. Past Paramount, to do something like that with MLP. I'm not saying that MLP would end up on Nickelodeon because I know some people be like, it's going to get lost among the shuffle. Nobody's going to be able to watch it because they won't know what time it's on. And that's, which again, to me, favors it to remain on Discovery Family. That's what I think is going to happen. Because remember, Hasbro still owns bits of Discovery Family. They still have stock in partnership with that network. So I think honestly, that's where the new My Little Pony series is going to be. It's going to debut on Discovery Family, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up going back to back with, Friendship is Magic. So you get so basically in the end, what you get is what made My Little Pony popular amongst the pop culture in the past decade, airing, 30 minutes before, and then 30 minutes after, you have the new version airing as well. So not only could you make a comparison, but you can have double the pony fun, if you know what I mean, or double the enjoyment of ponies. But what I'm getting at, and I know I feel like I'm rambling, I do apologize, and I do apologize for any staticness, if you will. I do apologize for that. Any kind of a deal of skipping. I do apologize. But I know I sound like I'm rambling. I just woke up from a long rest. I had to really rest my body today. I was just tired. But anyway, the point that I'm getting at is this. September, the closer we get in between BabsCon and beyond, San Diego, between the time frame of BabsCon, San Diego Comic Con, and either TrotCon, next year's Cider Fest, or whatever, we'll have more information as to, not only what the movie's going to look like, what maybe the logo's going to look like, what the characters may look like, but we'll definitely have more information whether or not it's connected. It's going to have any connection, I should say, to the new series that follows. Because if it does, then this is going to follow in the footsteps of G1, possibly in a more positive way, because people will know who these characters are. They will know who these characters are. Like I said, already, despite maybe, like I said, some races being switched around, like, Twilight going into it being an Earth pony, and Fluff being a unicorn, and Pinky becoming a Pegasus and all that. The point is, despite, some changes in pony races for the characters, and like I said earlier, some tweaks in their personality, I would not be totally surprised if this does serve as the pilot. Because like I said, Hasbro has done this before, but like I was saying, the more positive, the more brighter and silver lining in this is the fact that people already know who the characters are, despite certain pony race changes for them, and maybe tweaks in their personality. And that's about it. Now, if it's a standalone film and it doesn't have any connection to either series, it at least gives you an idea of what you may be in store for. Now, if the sources and the rumors and stuff are true, then there is no doubt, in my opinion, like I said, there is no doubt, in my opinion, that on a big screen, if they're going to go the, like different planets of ponies, and at the center of the universe, or the center of those planets is a tree of life, or their incarnation is a tree of harmony. Imagine, now that might look good on regular television, 1080p, 4K, whatever, but imagine what it will look like on the big screen when you first see it, whether or not the movie, like I said, has a connection to the next series or it doesn't, whether it serves as a pilot for the next series or it doesn't. Just imagine, like I said, how nice that's going to look. But again, as of right now, the only thing we got to go off of is we got an official date. It is September 24th, 2021. We do know that that's when it's going to be released in theaters, but that's all we know. We don't know anything else besides potential leaks. Or we don't know anything else, I'm trying to say, other than possibly what was leaked out over the past year or so, if not the past several months, due to some hacks and all that. That's all we really know about, the possibility of what the movie and the new series could be about. Again, we don't know if it's going to connect with the new series, whether it's going to be a closure to the current series, and as well as be a bridging gap to the new series. In other words, the movie kind of like puts a final knot or puts a final bow on this on Friendship is Magic, and then transitions to the new one. We don't know if that's going to happen. There's still a lot of questions to be answered. So we'll just have to wait and see. But right now, as we do know, right now the only official thing we got is a release date. And again, the only reason I say that this is a good thing, if this is going to be served as the pilot, is usually between late August and mid-October. Usually around that time frame, a lot of series make their premiere on television. A lot of new series make their debut on television in between that time frame. So That's all I'm gonna really say on it, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on the MLP movie, the release date? How do you think it's gonna play out? And when do you think we'll get more information next year? Let me know down below, and I'll comment, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for watching live. Really appreciate it.